This is kind of a long video coming up, and I really don't know if it's of any use. You know, it's a response video to graytex, and he just, you know, he just played the games again, and so he just a lot of wasted time. Hope, you know, the hope was they would just take the F-list argument that's spelled out in those 15-minute videos and just respond to the premises that found the conclusion and point out where one of the premises is incorrect. I mean, there's really not much you can do about the conclusion part, okay? I mean, I can't make you see a dumb game as a dumb game. I mean, I could argue that tic-tac-toe is a dumb game, that nobody with a brain could play it, and especially they couldn't play it to the death or with knives or, you know, if there was real pain and suffering involved. They'd say, no, it's just too stupid. It's a cheat game. No one wins. It's just dumb. So, yeah, I can't make you see that. And that's not the... You know, you can only point somebody in a direction with logic. You can't make them drink it. And from my purposes, all I need to do is defend the premises. And so just argue the premises. Since the premises are right, I'm not going anywhere. My mind's not changing. Because the premises, the equal sign, demands my answer. My answer is stupid. No, you don't do it. Waste. That's the answer. The answer is equals waste. You don't do waste on purpose. You don't do waste when you can prevent it. Those are just the simple truths. Okay, now, if you can do equals, not waste, I don't know how you can do it with the premises. It's impossible for me to see how not waste is possible looking at the premises. Anyway, that's enough said. But whatever, yeah, I just don't see any, there's just no... It's totally unconstructive. I mean, there's just no point in asking these people to do a response video to a video because they're not going to respond to the video. They're going to play word games and just keep talking about how it's an opinion. Well, of course it's an opinion. Yeah, but there's a difference between a qualified opinion and an unqualified opinion. There's a difference between an opinion that's got some sort of rational continuity and one that doesn't. I can say no more. So whatever. So watch the video at your own risk. I just don't know if there's just not going to be anything useful in it, I don't think. You know. Alright, a response video to graytex. Yeah, it looks pretty good here. You should go with that look. Yeah, he looks like a serious human. But we know he's not. So anyway, let's see what this is. Ephilism is in the title. So good. Gary doll. Whatever that means. I'm
well,
kind of...
folks, it's a rainy day. I'm bored of housework, and I'm going to take a break. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to argue the arguments. I'm going to Gary...
Ah, very good. Yeah, it's very good. You do housework. I can't seem to give a rat's ass. Yeah, I really just can't care. Huh. Surprising, huh? Yeah.
Video. Okay.
I mean, I can't care about doing my own housework. I didn't mean that it's not good that you're functional and doing your duty and all that stuff. Yeah, I used to like the old graytex with the beard, and kind of scruffy and cranky. I miss him.
Gary. And by the verb Gary doll, I mean I'm going to take an amendum video and make an inappropriately long video response to it.
Excellent. Holy crap, it is inappropriately long, an hour. Well, let's do some of this anyway, just for the fun of it.
So, I've discovered the Epilist channel, and since I don't know what even the arguments are, I'm going to listen to the arguments of the main, the person who's created the philosophy called Epilist, created an Epilist channel and titled the videos on it Epilist 1 to 6, I think it was.
Yeah, well, those are the old videos, but it's okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's been around like 2 years now. I have a site called Vloggerdome where I do videos now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to respond to, you know, where these arguments actually came from. I'm going to respond to what's claimed to be arguments.
Yeah, what's claimed to be is a nice quick rundown of the basic truth of our existence and the shit we're stuck in. Yep.
Let's see if there are any actual arguments in it, rather than just monologues, moping, whining, fucking walking through the forest monologues. Who can tell? Who can know? Well, we can, by listening.
Alright, first video on the Equalist channel. Yep.
Well, it's Equalist.
This channel, I think.
I'm already wrong, because I'd be calling it Epilist. It's Equalist.
Oh, what is that? Whatever. This is what you're going to do for an hour? Is this kind of crap? Equalist, Epilist, it doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't matter.
Already wrong.
Will be to just post some videos on the general subject that, that life is a failed experiment. It is just an experiment. It is just...
Alright, is that an argument? Life is a failed experiment and it is just an experiment. Is that an argument?
Yeah, it's a statement. And then I'm going to prove the statement with going down the lineage of the exact crap that makes it obvious that the experiment is stupid and it's zero-sum. And we're playing it badly, so it's a negative sum. Yeah.
An experiment implies an experimenter. So who created life? Did a non-life create life? I mean, in order to...
Oh, that's how you're going to refute the video, is by asking a bunch of questions that you already know the answer to. Oh, that's really clever. Not...
For life to be created in an experiment, there had to be a creator, and that thing couldn't be life, because that means that life existed prior to the experiment. So,
yeah, well, you should just listen to the video. I'm going to start off with like the Big Bang thing and the matter thing, and yeah, that's how it evolved. It's the evolution of matter in the cosmos condensating on planet Earth, much like minerals do that and chemicals do that. Much like there's diamonds in the Earth's surface and crust, there are living things on the outside of it. And it's just a happenstance of chemical circumstances. It's the properties of matter that they could do this stuff. Yeah.
Right, I'm just like being a pedantic person. Or perhaps it's...
Perhaps you're just being an asshole. Okay, yes, that's what you're doing. You're being an asshole.
Trying to say life is X, and then choose whatever phrases you feel are negative enough to describe it in order to push your ideas forward.
Well, why don't you just point out that you say, oh, well, there's only a 10% chance that that's accurate, or there's a 50-50 chance, or give me your possibility that there's something. Well, you haven't even listened to the video yet, so it doesn't really matter.
And that's why you call it a failed experiment, because, hey, it's not an experiment, is it? An experiment.
Yeah, it is, okay? It's a functional process that takes place. It's a process. And like an experiment, like a thing that takes place, an experiment has an efficiency to it. How is the experiment going to get us somewhere? Is the function going to get somewhere? Is it going to accomplish something? Or, does it do something in the process? So I mean, experiment is a term, and you want to hang on a word, right? If I call it what else can you call the damn thing? A process. Then you're going to come up with some whole little convoluted word nonsense saying a process has to have a processor. Is that what you're going to do?
Experiment implies an experimenter. Right?
No, I mean, clearly in the context of the video, there's no implication of an experimenter. It explained exactly how the process is functioning that conducts the experiment.
That which would imply some kind of deity, Gary, and you don't believe in gods, do you? Do you, Sonny?
It's a thing being conducted that has no plan, no godly intervention or any of that stuff.
There, so is that clear enough for you? Is that clear enough? A qualifier on the definition of the word experiment?
This argument, like it shouldn't function because there is no plan, then that implies, your argument implies that if there were a plan, then that's justification for it functioning. That's what that argument implies. So that, well, it shouldn't function because there is no plan. But if there were a plan, that means it justifies it, Gary?
Yeah, it means it's more likely to be functional. That's right. If an architect builds a building, it's more likely to stay up and you're more likely to be able to live in it. Okay? But if a retard builds a building, you don't want to live there.
That's what you're implying with that argumentation. Okay?
Yes, efficiency comes with knowledge and understanding. If you make something without knowledge and understanding, it likely won't be efficient. Ugh.
Like, if there were a God, and a God said everything happens for a reason, and you could prove that God exists, then there all of a sudden it justifies everything.
Well, the God would still have to explain the experiment. It doesn't just... I've said this in videos. I mean, if I was to meet God, he'd have a lot of explaining to do. A lot of it. I'm not going to be kowtowing to him saying, oh, thank you for giving me heaven. No, I'm going to say, I want an explanation. What the fuck are you doing, you fucking psychotic lunatic? Jesus Christ, would still have to be defended if it's a piece of shit. All right? I'm just saying that there's more likely to be a defense if there's a fucking intelligence behind it. If it's smart enough to build it, then it's probably smart enough to figure out what it's doing.
Does it? I mean, would it? I don't think it would. So why do you keep on making these arguments which imply that?
Well, like I said, there is no implication. I clearly state there's no God. So this is, again, how can I possibly be implying a God when I state there is no God?
And I do have other channels.
I know.
Just say no to kids and...
I do say no to kids, but because I'm going to die.
Oh, that's clever. I mean, that's just, I don't, what do you even say to that? Because I want to die. That has something to do with having kids. Again, you just can't stay on the subject, right? Life creation, procreation, procreation.
Boom, 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 channel, and all that. But it's not quite pointed the right direction. Just say no to kids.
It's just not negative enough.
Kids can sort of imply that I'm just against human life. And, no, it's all life is crap.
Oh, you're so unbiased. You know, it's not as if you're like a racist or a speciesist or anything. You know, it's not like you hate one particular type of life. You hate all life. You're against all. So, you know, you're just not biased in that way. You're not a bigot. You know.
Yeah, well, that really wasn't the point I was making. The point I was making is the problem is systemic. It is built into the structure of the mechanism. Reproduction for the sake of reproduction. That's not a good enough reason.
You don't discriminate. And, so, you know, you're not a bad guy after all. You're just against the existence of all sentience.
The animal circumstances probably far worse. Well, definitely is far worse.
Yeah, no, I mean, the animal circumstances you say, and then you point your camera away from your face and into the woods that you're travelling through. And I understand what you mean by that. I mean, the horrible things that happen in nature, you know, I just think about a little dung beetle, you know, eating its shit, you know, because everything's shit anyway, so...
Oh, well, this is so again, you're just going to belittle and trivialize the grotesque attrition in nature. I mean, it's grotesque. It's just grotesque. It's grotesque, and you're just going to trivialize it. I mean, how many species have 30, 40, 50, 70, 90, 100 mammal species young in their life? That's how many kids they have to get to survive to maturity.
A little dung beetle's like, this is some tasty shit. Then all of a sudden this humongous fucking hairy behemoth stands on its way through the woods, you know. And, you know, it doesn't quite kill it, it kind of half crushes it to death, and it lies there for hours suffering whilst the hairy behemoth moves on it.
Yeah, it doesn't lie there forever. But whatever. So again, you know, this is like, there's just no capacity for you to understand that this is what sentience is enduring. Right? You don't even know what this dung beetle feels. You don't know how, and nature doesn't care what it feels, graytex. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care how much it suffers. There's no creator, so there's nobody understanding that sentience is precious. So when it metamorphizes from a dung caterpillar or maggot to a dung beetle, when it goes through that process, do you know what it feels when that's happening? No, you don't. Would you bargain to go experience what it experiences through that process? Sight unseen? How much would I have to pay you to slide you into that fate?
To go and swim in a chlorinated swimming pool, which kills lots of bacteria. You know, these bacteria get fried to fucking death.
Yeah, right. So you just said I'm against all sentience, and now you're talking about bacteria. So apparently you're one of these people who believes bacteria can have a bad day. What am I bothering with this for? Why bother? Why?
By all this chlorine. So that it can watch videos of itself swimming. And I think, what a world, oh humanity, oh the huge humanity.
Then,
The argument I'm making is it's better to not walk into the woods because you're imposing suffering and all that shit. You know?
the human circumstance, and so that's definitely got to be the focus of the equation.
It's got to be the focus of the equation because you're appealing to humans, and humans are quite biased towards themselves, and that's why it's got to be the focus.
You must be.
I mean, that's the kind of arguments I told you years ago. I'm like, guys, you...
Well, that isn't the point again. Again, humans are the ones who have the power, asshole.
Got to say these things in lots of different ways because, you know, you've got to appeal to people from different sort of perspectives.
Oh yeah, right. I've made videos. All right, I don't need your instruction. I can find videos that precede any instruction from graytex, where I've already explained that to other people. Okay, that this is the difficulty in life, is that you have to find this special key for every little retard's little fucking brain. And what you need is a skeleton key. And the skeleton keys are really, really hard to make. I mean, I thought Martin Luther King had one with judge a man based on the content of his character, not the color of his skin. I mean, it sounds about as skeleton key perfect as you can goddamn get. And even it still can't stop crazy fucks from killing black guys because they're black.
So that's how you get your message across to people. And your response was, so I've got to reach into the inner asshole there. Don't be stupid, son. It's like, but it's good to see that you're taking on board my ideas and shit.
Whatever. So anyway, some of the premise here is going to be making videos. They're just summations.
Wait a minute. The premise here is going to be making videos. Is that the premise? So...
The premise here, I was describing the channel, graytex. Yeah, the channel is I'm going to make videos where each video I say it in a different way because I'm explaining how maybe if I say it in a different way it'll work on different people. And you couldn't figure that out. Brilliant.
You fulfilled your premise because you've made videos. But and then you said it's a summation. But 6 videos or something, at least 8 videos on this channel. And
right, all doing exactly the same thing, just going from point A to point Z, all right, and just explaining it in a different way, with a different focus, a different emphasis, a different mood, a different day, a different atmosphere. You can't figure that out. Well, of course you can't figure that out. You're retarded.
Like 15 minutes long. Doesn't sound like summations.
The history.
Yeah, so you want to admit that you're just totally wrong here? That you totally don't understand what you're talking about? That you couldn't go to the trouble to even understand the simple concept? That all the videos are exactly on the same subject, just off the top of my head, so to speak, letting my thoughts roll out to create the explanation of the big picture in 15 minutes. Shit, you're stupid.
The reality of life and what we're doing.
The reality of life, not your opinion about facts, but facts about facts, because you, humble in mendom, have risen above human.
Whatever. Right, so I'm making the argument, all right? I mean, if somebody wants to put the word opinion in front of my statements, they're entitled to, but until they demonstrate something that makes the theory skeptical, makes it doubtable, all right, something like a reasonable alternative explanation or a reasonable statement explaining why there's some reasonable doubt or reason to doubt, well then yeah, it's pretty good fucking opinion.
Biases and look down on the rat maze and where we're all chasing our desires and shit, and you humbly so have decreed that that's the reality of life.
Yeah, like I said, there's no decree. There's an explanation of the circumstance. You either accept the premises of chemical evolution, then biological evolution. You accept the construct of what is the driving force and what it has produced as a constructed organism, or you don't.
Won't let any biases tell you otherwise, because you're strong and humble and stuff. And you've got reality defined. Yeah, you know what it is all about.
I've put the theory in front of you, and you're not talking about the theory. You're talking about the theorizer again. Grow up, Tubby. Yeah, there you go. How's that? I'll just keep doing that. Every time you get off the subject, I'll just keep talking about your flabby face.
I mean, scientists don't, but that's just because they're chasing their genes.
Here, how it got here, what it's doing, and
how it got here, well, where did it come from?
The fact that there really isn't anything you can make out of this thing.
I beg to differ. I made some fucking shelves earlier on. I made something. There you go. I made something out of it, and it was out of wood as well. So.
Yeah, right. So that justifies it all because you got some shelves somewhere. And so yeah, it's my theory that your shelves don't make up for the dung beetle's bad day.
It was out of life, technically. So, you're using a video camera. I'm sure somebody made that, and so people can make things. It appears, and you're saying we can't make anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly in the statement isn't that you can't make things. I know that shit comes out of people's asses, graytex. Okay, what I'm arguing is we don't make anything of any value.
So I don't know what this argument even means, because it seems to be countered by things going on in reality. I mean, you're saying this is the reality, we can't make things, but we do make things, so yeah. Anyway, that's just me being a little bit pedantic, you know.
No, it's you just being a complete and utter asshole. So again, you're just not gonna deal with the subject, not gonna deal with the arguments made. You're just gonna sit there and do this nonsense for an hour, huh? Well, super.
Well, when somebody says they're going to present some arguments, you kind of expect them to present some fucking arguments.
Because of its poor construction.
Poor construction. So.
You know what would have been interesting if we would have just played this preface where I'm leading up to the video. I haven't started the fucking video yet. Do you understand that shit for brains? You're 9 minutes into this thing. I haven't started the video yet. This is the preface to the fucking video. Because it was the first one. Why didn't you pick one of the other fucking Ephesus videos if you're going to play this kind of game where I'm describing what I'm attempting to accomplish, you stupid fuck? Damn, you're an asshole.
Tell me. Construction implies a constructor. Is God?
Yeah, well, whatever. You keep saying, I said explicitly, there is no God. I've said explicitly, I have videos titled Unintelligent Design, shithead. I'm clearly implying the designer is not a God, is not intelligent. It's dumb fucking forces, and that's why life is a piece of shit.
Was it Jeebus?
Play your silly games. Play your games. Play your games.
It is broken.
I mean, do you know any constructions that weren't constructed? And construction
Again, so I couldn't even use the term unintelligent design, right? Because no designer could be unintelligent, correct? So this is the kind of word games you're going to play, right? I mean, people use terms all the time. All the time they use terms to describe what a machine does or some other thing, and they'll use words that, you know, that are our human-centric words and have to do with our will and our motivation. And they say them and use them because they're perfectly functional as vocabulary, as long as somebody doesn't take them too literally. All right? We know that the walking stick can't walk.
There's a constructor. Who made it? Alright, you're just using words again, aren't you? You're not making an actual argument.
The very core, the very concept of creating need machines.
Need machines. Oh, so machines are below us like rats, you know, like walking down on a rat maze, watching the machines scurry around. And they're needy, they have needs on needy or weak and inferior. That's why you're referring to life as need machines, so that you can relate to it as something inferior, and hence push the idea that this inferior thing shouldn't.
Yeah, right, that's right. Yeah, they're consumers, they need, yeah, that's right. I mean, you're just being silly here, right? I mean, this is just, I think I'm just going to block everybody who comments on your video in any kind of positive way. It doesn't really matter, I don't make YouTube videos anymore. But, yeah, I mean, you're just being an absolute asshole. I mean, this is a counter-argument. You're going to counter-argue that we're not need machines, that being sentient doesn't make us a needful organism. Is that your fucking argument, shit for brains?
And then giving them a world that's almost impossible to extract satisfaction of their need.
Giving them a world? Who? See, giving implies a giver. And again...
Yeah, okay, more semantics. Just so this is all you're gonna do. Just fucking word games, right? All this bullshit. Yeah, I'll go finally play your video and actually respond to it, and this is all you're gonna do. You just play fucking word games. God, I hate you more than I've ever hated you before. I hated you before, but I really goddamn hate your fucking guts. I mean, I just had a wank before, and I was kind of relaxed, and I was just kind of fucking mellow, and I'm saying, oh, good old graytex is gonna make it, give it an old shot. And look at the fucking pus you're spilling here. You're fucking disgusting, pustulous, infectious, moronic piece of scuzz. Make the fucking argument, play these goddamn fucking words. Oh, you're implying a creator again. Yeah, well, I'm talking about a thing that exists because of a natural process. How exactly? Do we have a human vocabulary word for that, shithead? I would love to use that word, but there's only one thing that did that. And guess what? The entire culture's been God-dominated for fucking 2,000 years. And guess what? It's destroyed. If there was any fucking words that had to do with non-creator, okay, they've destroyed them. I mean, you just fucking suck.
I hate to labor this point, you know, but who gave us life? Who constructed us and gave us life and brought us here?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I explain that in the video, but it's chemistry, shithead, okay? It's a biological process like fucking volcanoes or some other fucking thing. It's not a miracle. It's not functional. It's not doing anything. It's not servicing any need in the universe. It just is part of the capacity of the shit. All right, and the point I'm making is that it is replication for the sake of replication and nothing else. All right, it is a zero-sum game and it's run badly by us. So we're the ones now in control, now in charge of the experiment, all right? And the experiment is bleeding.
No, but anyway, pedantry aside, right? Okay. Need machines, our needs will never be satisfied, and that's a negative thing. And that's a reality. I mean, this is a major argument that you come up with over the years. You know, our needs will never be satisfied. You know, this is a Buddhist thing, isn't it? This is a Buddhist thing.
No, it's a logic thing, dumbass. All right, you want to say it's a Buddhist thing? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and keep playing the game like I extracted it from Buddhism. You think I gave Buddhism any attention? Do you think I read any Buddhist books? Do you think I gave a fuck about fucking Buddhism? Do you, asshole? No, I was able to just say, oh, life is a replicating molecule. It creates feeling things. It makes them feel ungood, so they will go out into the world and try to feel good. But even when they finally feel good, they will not be satisfied because they will be forced to feel bad again so they can feel good again, so they can feel bad again, so they can feel good again. Because that's what makes them survivable, so they can replicate for the sake of replicating. Shit for brain.
Life is suffering. It's a first noble truth. And the cause of suffering is desire. That's a second noble truth, right?
Which I don't even agree with. I really don't. I think most suffering doesn't have anything to do with desire, except the desire not to have a fucking tumor squashing your testicles. I mean, you know, most suffering isn't coming because I want a lollipop and I don't have one. Yeah, that's not where most of my suffering comes from, shit for brains.
And once you overcome, once you realise these things about desire, that's one of your noble truths, you will be able to overcome it. But your argument...
Yeah, so this isn't like the ultimate straw man. I've never said I'm a Buddhist. I've never done any Buddhist type things. I mean, somebody did send me some Buddhist art that I will sell someday. It's very nice. But yeah, I'm just not a fucking Buddhist. So that's like really straw man, graytex. I called it Ephilism. I didn't call it Buddhism. You butthead.
It's not. We will just never be satisfied. So we shouldn't even bother trying. What's the point? Because we'll never be satisfied. Sentience shouldn't exist in this imperfect universe because it will never be satisfied by the universe, so sentience shouldn't exist.
Yes, we should become Martians. We should become Venetians. We should become Plutonians. They're doing quite well. Okay? They don't have any blood in their streets, and there isn't a bunch of har-har. There isn't even half-squashed dung beetles. Okay? They don't have any of those problems. It's all fixed. Yeah, and they don't even have any silly delusions in their head that I need Earthlings to exist. They don't even imagine such nonsense.
You know, sentience is too precious to exist. Which really is a fucking stupid argument.
Yeah, well, you can say it's a stupid argument. I'm saying you don't put China in the bull shop, right? So there's a bull shop. Yeah, you don't put a piece of China in the fucking bull shop, all right? The universe is a bull shop. It's full of fucking radiation and blowy up shit and fucking all kinds of hell. And we really just don't belong in all kinds of hell. That's dumb. Because we're sensitive little creatures. We need comfy pillows and soft edges, and we need not to be punctured, and we need not to have fucking cancer in our fucking testicles. You dumbass!
It's like saying orgasm shouldn't exist, because when you're not having an orgasm, you know, you're not as happy. It's like, okay, what? Do you even understand how we value things?
Yeah, do you even understand that orgasms last 25 seconds? Do you even understand that, you stupid fucking moron? So obviously we operate on desire, not orgasms. And that I think if I put cancer on one side of the table and orgasm on the other side of the table, or testicle tumor on one side of the table, and you know, orgasm 53 on the other side, I don't think you'd say, oh yeah, I'll take cancer for my orgasm.
even understand how we compare things? Do you even understand how we measure up?
Yeah, I understand you're fucking idiots, okay? Like a retard. You got poo in your hand and you go, "Do I stick the poo in my ear or my nose?" That's how much you people understand reality. So you stick it in your nose and then you go, "Oh, something doesn't smell right." Because you're stupid fucks. Yeah, that's right. You live for nothing and then fall into a goddamn tiger trap or something and go screaming and yelling, "Well, how the hell did that happen? I didn't... Well, yeah, I did walk down the path and I knew there was traps, but I wasn't supposed to fall in one." Fucking asshole.
What we prefer. Do you understand the relativity of human experiences?
No, I really don't, okay? There's psychological experiences. Every other mammal has the same psychological experiences. I don't get all gooey over their experiences. I'm not going to get all gooey over your experiences. We know that we're driven by addiction, asshole. We need it. We're hungry for it. It's only going to taste good if you're fucking hungry for it. If you have room in your belly for it. Shit for brain.
Judgments, sentient attributes, values.
Yeah, again, values. What kind of values? Oh, that's right. So if you're a homosexual, you like penis, and if you're not a homosexual, then you like vagina. So it's completely arbitrary. It's completely a delusion in your head. The value isn't the penis or the vagina. The value is in your fucking head. It's a contrivance. It's a delusion. Okay? There is no carrot. Okay? Going back to the Matrix, there is no carrot. Alright, it's a delusion inside your fucking head, asshole, that just keeps you hungry enough to keep chasing another fucking Twinkie. You retard.
Objects, to behaviours, to concepts, et al., based upon how it favours them in comparison to what else it has experienced.
Yeah, or not experienced, exactly. So yeah, I would like to see the poll of the human race after death. Okay, if we could resurrect people when they actually got the whole enchilada, they had the whole fucking deal, and they could look back on it and then say, do I want to do that shit again? That's the honest question I want answered by humanity. Alright, yeah, I'll do it all over again. Because it was so much fun, especially those last 10 years in the nursing home. That was just kick the fuck ass.
Oh, but you're going to say, it is something is bad, something is good.
What I'm going to say is you're a stupid fuck, and I wish I could leave you to your stupid fuckery. I wish I could separate my existence from your existence. You could play torture games with yourself forever. That would be okay with me. You want to torture yourself, you fucking retard? You want to bang your head against a wall forever? You want to enslave your own kind? You want to step on your own kind? Half crush them? Okay, you want to cause sentience harm? As long as all the sentience has a graytex nerve at its core, I'd say go the fuck ahead, you sadistic, masochistic lunatic. But that's not the game being played here, shit for brains.
I'm sorry, saying that what I just argued destroys like 90% of everything you ever say.
Yeah, right. Your subjective opinion gets to overpower my subjective veto. I don't get to veto your right to impose life on me, right? You, subjective opinion that it's worth it, you get to impose on me. Fuck you.
Okay. Because you're trying to impose a value on something and say it's intrinsic.
I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm stating to you plainly and flatly and as clearly as possible, in my subjective opinion, okay, if it has to be that, I think life is a sack of shit, and I resent fuckers like you imposing it on me. And if you got your just fucking desserts, you'd have a nail driven through your fucking...
When I've shown you that values are not intrinsic. So if
Well, again, you're saying values aren't intrinsic. I'm saying the value of suffering is intrinsic, okay? You want to talk about whether penises or vaginas are fun to fuck? That's a different question, shithead. That's not values. Those are called hungers. Those are called desires, shithead. What you desire is subjective. What has value in the world is not subjective, in my opinion, okay? Suffering is without a doubt, without reasonable contention, okay, of value. It's more valuable than diamonds. It's more valuable than sparkly suns. It's more valuable than any fucking piece of shit you can build in the universe, all right? Suffering has value, shithead.
every one of these something is something arguments you make, you can't make them any longer. You can't do that. Okay?
Why? Because you say so? Well, that's sure as hell not going to stop me.
Without
Until you challenge my assertion. Successfully challenge.
What assertion? Your assertion that you're saying, okay, not only is chocolate cake a subjectively valued thing, okay, your taste for chocolate cake, or if you like sushi, the fact that you like sushi is exactly the same kind of contemplation and mental construct as your understanding that raping a woman is wrong, that it causes harm and suffering and pain, and that's bad. I'm not allowed to say that's bad. That statement that it's fucking bad isn't any more rational or reasonable or provable or demonstratable than the fact that chocolate cake is yummy. Those two statements are equal in your fucking retarded brain.
Challenge it. And you just don't. You just come out, it appeals to emotions, like, oh, so you're saying that people might not think that rape's such a bad thing.
Well, that is the argument, isn't it? You're saying that all values are subjective horninesses. I should ask myself, what's my favorite color? That's how I should answer the question of whether we should spend money on helping starving people or whether there should be charity. I should just ask myself, what color is it? Is it yellow? I don't like yellow. Is it pretty blue? I like blue. Is it blue?
I'm sorry, we're supposed to be arguing over reality, not what you can bully to be the case.
Well, whatever. We're not arguing about reality. We're arguing about a statement about reality. Okay? And if you can't believe the statement that suffering sucks, that it creates a negative value component, okay, that is universal and can't be erased, can't be undone. It is a thing, it happens, and it has negative value. Now, if you can't accept that premise, I won't concede that we can have a conversation, okay, because there is no construct, there is no foundation upon which a conversation can take place. It's impossible to have a conversation about anything having any meaning whatsoever. There's no meaningful conversation if we cannot accept the value exchange. If we don't have the same currency, there's no exchange. We can't exchange anything. Okay, you giving me 2 blinky-dinks and saying I now owe you 45 monkey-donks won't make any fucking sense, because I'll say, well, how do I know you're not cheating me? And I won't know, because we don't have any exchange value, shithead. You can't figure this out? So fuck you.
Using the unsatisfied need on something else.
And this is the last part of this. It's like, okay, we'll go back and play the whole thing because you kind of be unfair to it.
What it's doing, and the fact that there really isn't anything you can make out of this thing because of its poor construction. That it is broken from its very core. The very concept of creating need machines and then giving them a world that's almost impossible to extract satisfaction of their need without imposing the unsatisfied need on something else.
And I agree with your analysis of what is going on. I don't agree with your value judgment about it.
Right. So you agree that it's gladiator war, that for every one winner, there's 10 losers, okay, of equal value to the winner, So you've just extracted any point in the adventure. You're just it's guaranteed defeat, and then the gladiator, with the winner himself, is going to just get defeated in the end anyway. He's only killing the others so he can die, right? He's stopping them from killing him so he can die.
You've analysed what is going on, and you've conflated it with your value judgment and called it truth. You know, like,
well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I believe it. I'm not calling it truth. I'm saying this is what I believe, and I don't believe it a little bit. I believe it a lot of bit. And until somebody comes up with some sort of reasonable doubt kind of rhetoric, yeah, it's going to stay that way. I'm going to believe it so much that yes, I would red button the entire universe.
If I don't eat those tasty papayas that I have, right, and if I do eat them, I'm depriving another life form of that energy.
Right. Well, I go through this in some of the other Ephelis videos, but yeah, that's all that's happening here on planet Earth. The organisms are stealing energy from each other. All right, and that's what we evolved to do. And it's kind of, on its face, insidiously stupid. All right? It's as stupid as the Europeans coming over to North America and basically eating the Native Americans. I mean, okay, yeah, they didn't have them for dinner exactly, but it's the same fucking difference. All right? They took something equal to themselves, turned it into shit, and treated it like shit. And that's the game of life. Yeah. You know, torture, enslave, brutalize, exploit. Okay? Your relatives, your ancestors, your descendants. And that's win. No, that's not win, that's lose. That's fail. That's fucking only a retard plays a game that dumb.
And hence, that it will be unsatisfied. Now, I agree that's what's going on, you know. But your value judgment on it is your value judgment.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm saying I don't like the TV show. I don't like the way it was made. I don't like the game. I'm not going to play the game, and I resent you imposing the game on me. So if you keep imposing the game on me, I'm going to fight the fuck back. That's all. Okay, so we're back down to the Frankenstein monster analogy. All right, and yeah, the Frankensteins are going to stop it sooner or later. Sooner or later, they're going to put an end to the Frankenstein experiment. And all you little happy balloon chasers coming out the front door, you can whine and cry all you fucking want, all right? But the Frankenstein's revenge is going to get you eventually. That's right, because they're pissed the fuck off. They're sick of this shit. All right, it's too obvious how stupid this game is, how wasteful this game, and how imposing procreation is. The imposition is obvious and overt, and they can't even admit that. They can't do it with any kind of humility. They can't do it with any kind of responsibility. And yeah, they deserve Frankenstein's revenge.
Just because you've got an opinion about a fact, you can't mix the opinion in with the fact and blend it into some kind of...
Well, whatever. You're saying there's an opinion. I'm saying it's a stupid game. What, I can't look at soccer and say soccer is a dumb game? I can't say that, yeah, the whole thing is too arbitrary. You're not going to really find the best. This game isn't engineered to even get the best team, okay? It's too arbitrary. One stupid, idiotic circumstance, they win because it's a one-nut victory. I mean, it's a stupid game, okay? It's stupid. Why are they playing it? So I can't do something like that. I'm not saying this analysis is perfect, but I'm just saying the life experiment is a lot uglier than soccer, okay? A lot uglier. It's a lot obvious that this thing is creating carnage all over the field. I mean, it's carnage. This is soccer with switchblades. I mean, there's carnage everywhere, and I have opined on the fact that I've explained it, and I'm merely making the obvious conclusion. It's fucking running red. It's running in the red, and the red is blood.
Papaya fact smoothie, right? That's not how it works. It's still your opinion about the fact.
It doesn't matter whether it's my opinion or not. You keep saying it's my opinion, it's my opinion, it's my opinion. It's a logically founded, rationally explained opinion. Now, you either break it at its premises or you break it at some point, but just say it's just an opinion is just idiotic. I'm saying there's no rational, logical, alternative conclusion. Nobody who believes the premises, okay, could possibly say, yeah, that makes sense. It's just not possible. So you have to be missing one of the premises. And obviously you're missing the premise that, oh yeah, it's just replication for the sake of replication, and if we're not here, no one's going to miss it. Exactly.
They don't solve. You can't make a solution out of them. Okay?
No, it's not okay. You keep saying okay. No, it's not okay.
Just like me saying, well, you know, that's fair enough. That's what I say, it's fair enough, you know. I mean, it's like people are going living these amazing lives of, you know, vast material wealth. And,
yeah, well, we know they're not amazing lives. We know that already, right? I don't want to be Oprah. Not for $1 million. Not for $1 billion.
You know, and hence I'm being deprived. You know, I work to make money for them. But on the other hand, you know, it's preferable to not existing.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, it's preferable to having an actual metal bit in your mouth and having them actually pull on the reins, right? And actually have a strap on your nuts, you know, when they cinch the belt, you know. Yeah, it's preferable to the actual harness. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You suck that. Okay, I ain't sucking that dick. Suck it all you want. I'm saying you're not shoving the dick in my ass anymore. All right? I know how I got here. And I ain't going to get here again voluntarily. All right? This Gary is going to do something to stop the next Gary. All right? That's what's going to take place. And eventually, yeah, there's going to be war. There's going to be something, some sort of way that this has to be resolved. Because Gary is sick of being fucked by losers and assholes like you. Fuck you. Keep it in your pants, shithead. If you can't use it responsibly, don't use it. But anyway, so we're hitting the hour mark, so we'll, the 50-minute mark, and I do have something to do. So, yeah, maybe we'll continue with this, but he's not making an argument. Well, we already got the argument. The argument is every opinion is equal. Okay, they're all equally rational. So if you believe in God, it's just as good as believing in evolution. It's all the same. None are authoritative or qualified or more reasonable or more logically sound or more logically indestructible. I'm claiming this logical conclusion is indestructible. It can't be touched by anything called a fact or a piece of evidence or a piece of rational statement. You've made no rational counter-argument. You've just said it's your opinion. That doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. Good timing.